Hello everyone. As I've promised that I'm going to provide the solution of the 3 tutorials that I've provided you on Blackboard. I've decided then to make the recording for the first tutorial. So may you please follow through as I'm doing this solution. I hope that is going to assist in terms of enlightening what is contained on this chapter 9. So let's first look at the question first. I will disappear and show you the question in large. Now this is our question. There are two things that we need to take into account when we look at this question. As you are looking at the introduction or the heading there, it says that Adara Limited is a small manufacturing of wood products. It has one production department. The following are estimated figures for 2019. Take note of that estimated figure. So after that you've got the figures. Now can you see after the estimated, it says that actual data for June 2019 were as follows. So it means that you've got two sets of information, the estimated information and the actual information. Look at the requirement. The first one, compute the predetermined overhead absorption rate based on the following. Now there's a word there, guys, that says that predetermined. The word predetermined, it means that it's something that you have to do before the actual information. That is why you've got that budgeted or estimated information. It's so that you can be able to calculate this predetermined overhead absorption rate. And if you can remember, this is just a revision question because this is your chapter 5. When you are doing the overheads allocation. So we will look at that now. The solution of that predetermined overhead rate. So I'm sure you still remember the formula as it was given on chapter 5, that you have to take your total budgeted manufacturing overheads. I'll just use the abbreviation, and you divide by your allocation base. So this is our formula that we're going to use. Then for A, because for A the question said we must use the direct labor cost. That is the direct labor cost. So therefore it means that it's going to be your total budgeted manufacturing overheads, of which it is equal to 60,000 rands. Then you divide that by your direct labor cost, the budgeted one. Don't get confusion or being confused by taking the actual amount. You are still using the budgeted amount here. So it means that you are going to divide by 80,000 rands. And in this case, guys, you are going to divide a rand amount with another rand amount. So you'll never have what they call a cost per rand. So there's nothing like that. So your answer, it means that it's going to be in percentage. So your calculator is going to give you 0.75, or you can simply say 75%. So that's your solution for A. Now looking at B. We're using direct labor hours now. There is no change when it comes to the total budgeted manufacturing overheads, because that's the total amount. So the only change that you are going to have is when it comes to your base. In this case, our base, because we're using the hours. So therefore it means that your base is going to be 12,000 hours. These are your labor hours. Then it's going to give you an answer now in rands. You are going to have 5 rand per watt per labor hour. That's going to be your answer for B. I hope everyone still following me. Then let's go to C. C now they say let's use the machine hours. Again, no change when it comes to your total manufacturing overheads. That is the budgeted one. But now we're going to have a change now in terms of the base. In this case now we're going to divide by the machine hours, which is total to 8,000 hours. Then it gives you an answer in rands, which is 7 rand 50 cents per watt. machine hour. That's it. So then you've done then with your requirement A, as I've said that now this is anyway just a revision then from what we've done now on chapter 5. Now look then at requirement number 2. It says then compute then the cost of the following jobs. Job then at 211, 212, 213. So once then you see again guys then the word cost. So then that must remind you now with the elements. The elements then of then the cost. What makes then the cost? Is your direct material. You've got your direct labor and your manufacturing overheads. So those are the three elements that gives now the cost. And remember then in this case then we've got then how many jobs? You've got then 211, 212 and 213. So now the question says that let's calculate now the cost of then those jobs. In other words, let us combine then your material, your labor and manufacturing overheads of then these jobs. Then this is quite easy then when it comes then to the material. And this is when now you are going to pay your attention or your focus on your actual information. So when you look at the actual information, 212, what's your direct material there? It's 2,000 rands. Direct material then for job 212 is 2,500. Direct material then for job 213 is 3,000 rand. Quite easy. It's a copy and paste, 3 marks if you like. Then looking then at direct labor. Again, those are the given figures. It's 1,380 for then job then 211. 1,408 job 212. Then the last one is 1,512. That's it. Then you have then a little bit of calculation when it comes to your manufacturing overheads. But you've already done now then the foundation. Look at what they've said again in a question. In order then to work out your manufacturing overheads for job number 211, they say that if overheads are absorbed on the basis of direct labor cost, then on the following job, direct labor hours and the machine hours, and on the last one. So then we are going then to make use of those. So in other words, it means that to work out then for the amount then of then this first job, what you need then to do, because you've already calculated the allocation base that, okay, to allocate overheads to e-production, if I'm using labor cost, is going to be 75% of whatever actual amount. The actual amount then in this case for job 212, the labor amount is, as you can see, then is 1,380. Then you simply multiply that then by that percentage, 75%. So times then 75%, then it's going to give you an answer then which is going to be 1,035. So now this is an amount that you are looking for. Then when it comes then to job number 212, they say now we are going to use labor hours. Now go then to your actual labor hours. You've got 204 as your labor hours. Multiply that then by 5. Then that's going to give you 1,020. That's an amount that you're looking for. Then for the last one, they say now use then the machine hours. If you're using then the machine hours, the rate you've already calculated, 750. Then go and look at the machine hours on the question of job 213. There is your column of your machine hours. You've got the total of 70 hours. So it means that's going to be 70 hours at a rate of 750. Then that's going to give you 525. So those are the figures then that you are looking for. Then you just simply go and substitute then in your solution. Now manufacturing overheads for 211, we said that we've got 1,035. then 212, 1020, and 525. That's it. So those are the elements now of the cost. And remember again, we said that these are the completed jobs, as you can see in the question, colleagues. Because if you look at the question there, they say that date, job completed, you've got the dates. That is why then we say now this is going to be your total cost. We say total cost because this job is completed. And if then the job was not completed, we're going to have then the work in progress or your balance carried out. So we've got a total here of 4,415. Then looking at job 212, we've got 4,928, and the last one is 5,037. So then these are the totals. I hope then this is clear then to everyone, and hopefully it does make sense. So then this is then the solution. And from this video, colleagues, I hope then you'll be able then to have a better attempt also then to the other questions. Good luck. Then let's meet now on the next chapter, which is chapter 12. I thank you.